Hello everyone, welcome to BEC lecture number 1B. Today we are going to investigate the PN junction under forward bias. So let us start. So let us revise what we have done last time. So last time we have taken P-type silicon material, N-type silicon material. We have joined them together. Uh, N-type silicon material has a doping of 10 raised to 16 per centimeter cube, and P-type semiconductor material had a doping of 10 raised to 16 per centimeter cube. And we have seen the process of formation of depletion region, and then the drift and the diffusion mechanisms balancing out each other. And this was the energy band diagram of PN junction under equilibrium, where you see process number 1 and 2 are diffusion process, 3 and 4 are drift process. They are balancing out each other. So the bending of the energy bands indicates the presence of electric field, internal electric field, and the width of the depletion layer was W. So now let's see how the PN junction will be called as a forward bias condition. So over here, simply by applying external potential to the PN junction such that the P side is connected to the positive terminal and the N side is connected to the negative terminal, makes the PN junction forward bias. So with the application of external voltage, we have a external applied field in addition to the internal field which is created due to the formation of the depletion layer. Now, what really happens, we have to understand in terms of the energy band diagram. Okay, so let me just slightly minimize this. So on the right hand side of the screen, you see a image of the energy band diagram of PN junction in equilibrium. So right now what are we doing is we are applying a positive potential to the P side. Okay, so we are applying a positive potential to the P side and a negative potential to the N side. So we have seen last time that applying a negative potential will correspond to increase in the energy level. So what will happen? The conduction band onto the N side of the semiconductor will be increased in the level. Okay. So like this, I've shown you slight increase over here. So conduction band will slightly increase in the level over here. But since we apply a positive potential to the P-type silicon, the conduction level will be reducing. The conduction level energy will be reducing. So the new conduction level will be something like this. Okay, that means we have a reduced barrier now. Earlier the barrier was Q into VBI. Now there will be a reduced barrier which I'm marking over here like this. This will be the height of the barrier now, reduced barrier. Similarly, the case will be in the valence band also. Okay, so similarly in the valence band also, this side will be increasing and this energy level will be reducing because of the application of positive voltage. We have seen that last time. Again, the energy band diagram will look something like this in green color. Okay, so what will happen is applying forward bias lowers the potential barrier for the carriers to diffuse. That is, electrons on the N side can travel, can see a lower barrier, can see a reduced barrier to travel to the P side. That means it becomes easier for these electrons present in the N-type silicon in the conduction band to travel to diffuse towards the P side, as well as it becomes easier for the holes on the P side as they see a reduced barrier to diffuse across the ends region. Okay, so I will maximize the PDF again. We'll see this picture in terms of the energy band diagram. Okay, so just now we have seen this reduced barrier. Okay, so here the Fermi levels are also separated by the amount of applied voltage. Okay, so the applied voltage, the more you apply, the more they will be separated, and the lowered the potential barrier will be. So now it becomes easier for all these electrons present in the conduction band to diffuse easily to the conduction band in the P region, whereas it becomes easier for the holes present in the valence band in the P region to diffuse to the N region. Now with this, what will happen is the difference between the quasi-Fermi levels EFN and EFP will be the applied voltage. Now, since this is the energy band diagram, that's why we have multiplied Q. So this will be Q into VA applied, the external voltage and external energy which is applied. And the reduced barrier will be, earlier it was Q into VBI, as you can see in case of equilibrium. Now in case of forward bias, the barrier will be reduced to QVBI minus VA. Okay, now let's understand in terms of the in terms of the structure, what is really going to happen. Okay, so in terms of structure, we see that since it becomes easier for the holes to diffuse, so more of the holes will be diffusing towards the n side, and more of the electrons will be diffusing towards the p side. So there will be a large increase in the current, and majority dominant current mechanism, the transport of charge carrier mechanism will be dominant, will be diffusion process, because there is a very high chance of diffusion taking place. So due to that, what will happen is, it will reduce the depletion region width, since more and more carriers are diffusing on the either side of the junction. So in the process, your depletion region width will be slightly reducing. Okay, and because of this, if we increase the applied potential, more and more diffusion of carriers will take place, and the external current will flow into the circuit, which is the diode current. Okay, from anode to cathode. So current will flow only from anode to cathode. Fine. And this is the applied electric field. Now let's see this phenomena in terms of yeah. So one more thing, as the forward bias voltage VA increases, your diffusion of charge carriers increases tremendously due to the lowered potential barrier. Effectively, the W decreases. This was just a summary, and the result is that the diode current increases also tremendously with the application of voltage. Now let's understand this with the help of energy band diagram. Okay, so we have seen this before. The forward bias raises the energy of the n side and lowers the energy of the p side semiconductor, hence you have a lowered barrier. Now let's concentrate over here. So we see in the conduction band on the n side, there are a lot of electrons. Okay, and in the on the p side near the valence band, there are a lot of holes. Okay, so as we go on increasing the increasing the voltage VA, more and more of these electrons will be diffusing towards the p side, and more of these holes will diffuse towards the n side. Okay, now let us see how the increase in the applied voltage VA increases the diffusion process. Actually, there is one mistake in this diagram. It should be Q into VA. Okay, it should be Q into VA. So let us see how the diffusion of carrier increases as VA increases. Okay, so let us start. I hope that this is fitting in the screen. Let me slightly reduce it. Yeah. So there are a lot of electrons in the conduction band in the n side. Okay, but only those carriers which are eligible to diffuse will be diffusing towards the p region. So what do you mean by eligible to diffuse? Means only those carriers which have enough energy to overcome the barrier and go on to the other side will be diffusing. So the carriers which are marked in or yellow color over here are the carriers which are eligible to diffuse. And similarly, the carriers which are eligible to diffuse, which are holes over here, will be the ones which are marked with yellow color over here. These carriers will be able to surmount the barrier and go on to the other side. Okay, so what will happen is, yeah, so as we go on increasing the applied potential, more and more carriers become eligible to diffuse because they see a reduced barrier to cross the junction. Okay, and yeah, so as the applied voltage, forward voltage increases, more carriers get eligible, and hence more of them diffuse to the other side, causing a tremendous increase in the current flow. Hence, if you see, we will be seeing it later by in simulation, that the current id will increase exponentially with the voltage, applied voltage VA. Okay, so this is what is actually going on. Now, this was about the diffusion process. We saw that as we increase the applied voltage, external applied voltage VA, the more and more carriers will be traveling onto the other side, which will be leading to a very high diode current, exponential increase in the diode current. But what about the drift process? Okay, so is there any drift process happening in the forward bias? Well, yes, there is. There is a drift process going on. So any minority carriers, listen. So in the p-type silicon, there are very few minority carriers. We have seen their concentration. It's very, very less. So if there are any minority carriers, that is electrons on the p side or holes onto the n side, that reaches the depletion region. As soon as they reaches the depletion region, they will be swept away by the net electric field. Okay, so here is the net electric field. Build up electric field is internal, which is directed from right to left. Applied electric field is directed from left to right, and the net electric field will be also directed from left to right. Okay, so under the influence of this net electric field, the electrons will be swept away by the electric field, and they will be crossing towards the N region. So, but the possibility of drift process is extremely small. Okay, why? Because drift current is very, very small, because there are not many minority carriers available in the P region and in the N region. Okay, so the contribution of current process is only due to the diffusion process. Now, so in summary, we can say that over here, let me say, okay. So in summary, in the forward bias, the possibility of diffusion goes on increasing as the voltage VA goes on increasing. Okay. And also we can say that the net current flow in the PN junction in the forward bias is from P side to the N side. Okay. And in the forward bias, the minority carriers, when we say that the holes are being diffused towards the N region, we are saying in terms we are saying key minority carriers are being injected. That means electrons from the N side are being injected into the P side. Electrons are majority in N side, but as they travel into the P side, they are minority carriers. So we are injecting the minority carriers as we increase the more and more forward bias voltage. Okay. So in summary, in a forward bias PN junction, the current increases exponentially due to slight increase in VA also. Okay, and it is due to the dominant diffusion process. The diffusion is responsible, the charge transport of diffusion is responsible for a current flow in a forward bias. Okay, so in a forward bias, drift process exists, but it's very, very small process. So the end result is, if we plot the characteristics of ID versus VD, okay, we will get a exponential increase in the current. And the dominant process over here is the uh, diffusion process, which is dominant over here. So the entire study, whatever we have discussed, leads to this diagram. Okay. So in a PN junction, if you if you increase the applied forward voltage, there will be tremendous increase in the diode current, which will be in milliamperes for the silicon diode. Okay. So I think this was all about this PN junction. In forward bias, we have seen the energy band diagram, and we have seen the end result in terms of the characteristics. Now I will want to show you all one more thing. Last time in the energy band diagram, we have shown the simulation of PN junction under equilibrium. Now let me continue that and simulate and show you this characteristics. Also the energy band diagram in the process. How does this reduces? How does the energy band diagram changes? So let me simulate this once. So right now it will simulate and give us the energy band diagram under equilibrium condition. So this is the energy band diagram under equilibrium condition. Let me note it down over here. Let me take a print screen and attach it over here, so that later on we will reuse it. Okay. So this is the print screen for the energy band diagram under equilibrium. Now let me take this as forward bias. Let me plot the forward bias plot. Okay. So PN junction, and how much is the forward bias voltage we have applied over here? Let me show it to you. So we'll go to environment, and forward bias of 0.6 volt is applied, let's say. Okay. So the material is silicon, and we are operating at a room temperature. 27 degrees Celsius means 300 Kelvin. And we have used the doping levels as 10 raised to 16 and 10 raised to 16, just as shown in in the equilibrium condition. Yeah, over here, 10 raised to 16 and 10 raised to 16. So let's observe the energy band diagram under forward bias. So this is the energy band diagram and equilibrium, okay, with the conduction band, with the intrinsic Fermi level, the quasi Fermi level, and the valence band. Now let us observe in the applied bias. So this is the applied bias. Under applied bias, we have this thing. Okay. Now, if I want to view the result of both together, okay. So you see, it's implementing, right? So under applied bias, as you can see, the EC, yeah, see, it's reducing. The potential barrier is reducing, as you can see. Once again, I play it. This is at equilibrium, and as we go on applying the forward bias voltage one by one, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, we can clearly see the conduction band, the barrier between the conduction band is reducing over here, and here you see the valence band also is reducing. So this is really what will happen in case of forward bias. Okay, let us see one more time. So as you can clearly see, we have a reduced barrier for the conduction band and the valence band. So Q into VBI, earlier it was Q into VBI, now it has become Q into VBI minus VA. So as you can see, earlier in case of equilibrium, this was the energy band diagram. And now you see how much it is. It has fallen a lot. Okay, it has reduced, the barrier has reduced a lot. So this is in forward bias and this is in equilibrium. Fine. Now let us see the characteristics. IV characteristics which I have shown. So this is the IV characteristics, as you can see. Okay. So this is the, as you can see, exponential increase in the current. This is similar to what we have seen, what we have discussed in the PDF also, the end result. Yeah, here it is. So there is an exponential increase in the current. Let me reduce it slightly. Yeah. So as you can see, here also we have, actually here in the x-axis, y-axis, we have current density, but no problem. Here we have plotted the current. Current density is just current divided by area. Okay. So here you get the sharp increase in the, as you can see, at any point of time. Let's consider this point over here. So here you have the current density at 0.56 volts. So as you can see, it's increasing exponentially. It is increasing exponentially. Let us see if we can plot the current in instead of current density. Let us see that. No, I guess here if I double click, yeah. So if I have a there are no options for selecting the current density. Let me just change this and see. Yeah, that will be current density only actually. Okay, that will be current density only. It is by default in this simulation plot, it is showing you current density values. Yeah, so it's okay, fine. The exponential nature is being verified over here, as you can see very clearly. Okay, let me see if I have an option to view the larger plot. Let me try once. No, I guess we don't have that option over here. Anyways, so in a PN junction, when we apply the forward bias, we with the increase in the forward bias, applied forward bias, we will get a exponential increase in the current. Okay, in this case, it is current density. Fine. So it is resembling what we have discussed in the theory, in the conceptual theory. And this increase in the current is due to the diffusion dominant process, mechanism of transport diffusion. Okay. So just for a summary, when we apply a forward bias, external forward bias, more and more carriers will diffuse across the junction, which will lead to a tremendous increase in the diode current. And this increase in the diode current is coming at a lowered barrier on the either side. Okay. So electrons and holes to travel, to diffuse across, see a lower barrier to travel, and only those which are eligible to diffuse, which have enough energy to diffuse, will cross the barrier and reach on the other side, which will be contributing to the current flow. So once the electrons go on to the other side, there will be a current. Okay. So this is the summary of what we have discussed in the PN junction. So there will be an exponential increase in the current with the applied voltage. So that is all for PN junction under forward bias. Next time we will see PN junction under reverse bias. So until then, have a good day and thank you.